There is always a glass half full way to view things. You most likely have a beautiful, incredible life. Whether you see it that way or not, there are things that you have in your life that other people wish and would die for. I'm 20, and over time, I've slowly become very, very appreciative for every little moment of my day. I often catch myself actually stopping to smell the flowers because I am just so appreciative for the beautiful life that I have built. Being radically appreciative of your life is the absolute best way to live, in my opinion. I walk into every room with the most positive energy because I feel so lucky in every instance to be where I am. And what this allows me to do is in negative situations, it doesn't affect me as bad. Now, in your life, if you feel like you're going through a difficult time, chances are you've had difficult times in your past. Days feel hard, you feel like you get nothing done, and you just feel down on yourself. But maybe this is just me and my overall outlook, but when I have gone through those things in my life, I look back and think how those have shaped me and helped me grow into the person that I am today. And funny enough, I look back on those times and reminisce, even though they were so difficult and dreadful in the moment. So what I've slowly done is shift my mindset and become so appreciative of every moment of my life because I know for every instance, I'm going to look back and reminisce. Right now, and similarly to my entire life, I have a fruitful and plentiful, beautiful, incredible, amazing life. I am so grateful for the person I am. I'm so grateful for the person I'm going to be. And especially where I'm at now in college, trying to figure things out. Like, this is a pivotal time in my life. And I look around, look at what I've done in my life, and I am just filled with appreciation. And I know one day I will look back on these days and just reminisce, wish for a moment I could come back and relive one of these days. And don't get me wrong, there's times where it's cold out, I don't want to go to school. It's raining, I don't want to go to work. But the problems today are hard. Get to tomorrow, the problems seem even harder, making today's problems not that bad. Every semester of school, I always think, man, this semester is so hard. And I look back at the other semesters and think, it was so easy before, when at that current time, I thought, wow, how hard is this semester? And I look back on hard times in my life and think, you know, it wasn't that hard because the things I'm going through now seem even harder and even bigger. So if you can shift your mindset to radically appreciate every bit of your life, it seemingly more good things start coming to you. I have a jive and an excitement for life that I think shows really well through some of my social medias. Maybe you feel differently as a viewer, and that's completely fine. Maybe you'll get a sense eventually. Of course I complain, of course I have hard days and get annoyed, but overall, I would say those things pass me by pretty easily. I'm able to work myself out of difficult situations because you can always put things into perspective and realize, you know, this may be bad, but it always could be worse. When my e-bike got stolen, I was super upset for maybe 10 minutes, but you can instantly shift your mindset to being mad that my bike got stolen. How could somebody do this to me? To looking at it like, maybe I would have gotten to a crash and that person just saved me. Or let's say you're walking to work and you trip and fall in snow. It's like, oh my God, how could this happen to me? But suddenly a car comes flying by and you would have been in that intersection. I mean, that's the burnt toast theory, but I have such a hard time complaining about these things. Maybe I complain, but I have such a hard time truly being annoyed or upset by these things because I'm just so appreciative for every moment I have. I'm not just saying this just to say it. Like, I think of things, like the things that I want to make videos on are just things that I feel deeply about myself and things that I believe. And maybe you've noticed a little less cuts in this video because this is something that I feel super passionate about, and so I can speak fluently. Having a radically positive attitude towards life brings nothing but more positivity and good things into your life. That's how I choose to live. And honestly, why go about your day being upset, being mad at things? Of course, things could always be better. Of course, things could always be different. But you know what people don't realize a lot of the times is that things can always be worse. Of course, there's people that know that, but things can always be worse. If you can shift your mindset to seeing bad things as a blessing, I truly feel like it's the biggest possible cheat code in life because nothing inherently bad is actually bad when you give it a moment and change your perspective on it. I've always had a slight sense of wanting to be this person, and I just slowly kept implementing it at points in my life. It brings me to today when I'm probably not even half the person I'll be in 10 years from now. But why go about your days negatively? Why let these little things that a lot of the times are out of your control, why let them have such a great impact on your life when you can have a greater pull and be like, I'm not going to let these things affect me. I'm going to keep going on with my day. And it almost makes you feel so excited, the fact that these things that should bug you just don't bug you. Instead of a negative feedback loop, it's like a positive feedback loop. Something bad happens, I react positively, it makes me feel good. More positive things happen, I feel good, and it's just a constant great loop. And again, I'm a human. I have moments where I'm like, oh, why is this happening? And I'm so upset. But like, if anything, having this mentality allows me to have that pass by quicker than it otherwise would. And just if I break it down a little bit more, having a very positive attitude bleeds out of you. People can feel it and sense it. So you walk around positively. People like being around people that are positive. By being positive, I just feel more confident about myself. So I'm able to hold conversations better. This goes along with just everything I've talked about in some of my other videos. I am not here to tell anybody how they should live, but I'm just sharing how I choose to live. And like I said, why would you choose? I don't think anybody would actually be like, yeah, I want to be a negative person. It's just negativity is the easier option. When something bad happens, the easy response is being upset, being mad, being annoyed. The hard response is being positive, having a better outlook, and being happy. So I don't think being negative is a choice. I think being positive is a choice. So if you take a moment and choose to be positive and you have that like discipline, let's just say, what does that do in your life that bleeds into other parts of your life? You have the discipline to be better in other parts of your life. You have the discipline to be a better person. You have the discipline to do this, this, this. And what does it do? It's just this compounding effect of being a better person, a smarter person, a faster person, and everything all around like plus 10 human. If you have a super negative friend, do you want to be around them? No. If you have a super positive friend, do you want to be around them? Most likely, I do. But that's the thing. You have to choose to be radically happy, radically positive. It can be hard. If you do have, let's just say, an inherently negative, hard, difficult life, it's so hard for you to have a super positive outlook, and I understand that. And I can't relate, but I can understand. But just like anything, reps, reps, reps. How do you get better at something? You do it a ton. How do you get good at something? You do it a ton. How does it become a natural instinct, habit, everything? You do it a ton. You fully become a positive person, and that's just who you choose to be. It's way easier for me in this moment to be like, this is how I live my life because I've done it for years and years and years. I've always just had a super positive mindset, and it's, if anything, it's just grown to be even more positive. Like the amount of times I feel like euphoric and just so grateful and happy, the vast majority of my life, the vast majority of my days. Why would I be negative? I just can't. It's just super hard for me. Things really just can roll off my shoulder, except when really negative people try to just push that onto me. That I have a hard time with. And when people are just like rude and mean for no reason, I do take it personally. But that's something that I need to work on. But all this to say, positivity, being happy, being super grateful is a choice. It is not the easy option. It's the right option. It's the right option for me. That's why I worded it that way. Again, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm here to share how I choose to live mine. If it resonates, if you appreciate it, if you want to implement anything that I've said, I totally appreciate it, and I appreciate you listening. Feel free, let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to interact with you guys, so that's going to be it for today. I wanted to upload the past 2 days, and I have 100 excuses of why I didn't, but I'm going to keep showing up. Thank you for listening, keep it pushing, and I'll see you next time.